Man, what's going on, Will? Y'all caught me on one of the shifts, so I'm over here kind of ducked off in the corner. Not really, but I'm ducked off from the normal sensors in the room, analyzing the light in the room. But I'm gonna do this little analysis. As you can see, you got CVS up here. It's just run the numbers, what I'm saying. I want to get this. I'm trying to get this to a point where I'm getting like 100 bucks a quarter. Right here, the thousand dollar dividend yield is showing um amount needed for $1,000 dividend yield, shares needed for 1,000 dividend yield. So there's the shares, the amount is different. It's like dollar amount. So maybe let me correct that. Dollar amount needed for $1,000 dividend yield, and shares needed for, so yeah, dividends per $1,000 worth of stock owned. That's a whole nother story. So we'll kind of work up to it. 7 year growth, obviously. Well, I'm just gonna say no right away. I actually haven't even checked it, but most of the ETFs, like SPY and VOO, and I think QQQ. I haven't really checked into the history of that. Matter of fact, let me do that right now. CVS dividend history. We'll get into that in a second. Just got my little tabs and windows up, so I'd probably have this under ETFs, but more than likely, like ETFs like this past the 7 year. Yeah, it kind of does, and this kind of stuff that you see in this little gap right here, more or less, is going to look the same up there. Hopefully, that if the market stays to the way it is, but um, let's just focus on CVS for now because like that's one of the ones that I like, and most cities have one, so we'll focus on that in a second. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there goes a little thing, man. A little announcement. You got time for that? So I'm gonna just talk through it, but it don't even matter to me. So what I'm gonna do is pull up this right here. I'm gonna show you the. That was a little intercom. I don't know how loud that was. I'm not under the intercom thing, but I'm next to it. It's like in front of me, but not directly underneath it. Need to find. Let's just start from the top. Let's just keep it simple. 52-week high as of today, so 83.25. Again, the reason why I'm using the high, is because at any given point, so for example, the low was 64. As of today, it's 69.85. Um, the middle number between 64 and 83 is somewhere around 73, 74-ish. It's probably like 73, 70, 73, 80, somewhere around there. That's probably like the median number, the middle. But at any point, you'll be getting it between 60 to 70. If it starts going in those highs, it's kind of rare. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if we check for the year, probably like around there-ish. I think there's probably where it kind of tapped it. But the reason why you want to calculate based on the high is that let's just assume you're paying the most. You don't want to do the average price necessarily. Average price is fair, but let's just calculate for the most. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when you get that number, the moment you touch that number, you'll have more than you actually have, or more than is actually needed. Um, it'll make sense later. I mean, it actually makes more sense if you actually commit to the practice of it, and you'll see what the math kind of does for you. But anyway, that's the 52-week high. So dividend payout per share. That's where we jump here. Get the fuck out of here. All right, so 66 cents as of the start of this year. It used to be 60, 55 in the year before, it looks like. Yeah, that's interesting. There's like COVID also, so there was like a gap of time. I don't even think they count that COVID year when the pandemic happened. But yeah, 66 cents. I heard people like blurting out the fucking COVID word in their videos, and I'm like, I really don't give a fuck. 66 cents, so let's do that. 66 cents per share. Shares per $1,000 spent. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is where you need the calculator. This is why we needed the 52-week high. Now, average price is better, the median price or whatever, like the 73, 74, whatever. But let's keep it real simple, man. 1,000 divided by, what did we say? Let's double check. 83.25 right there. 83.25. So that's $1,000 divided by the price of the price per share. So you're looking at about 12 shares. And like realistically, man, if you're actually paying 70 or 60 something bucks, like you're probably gonna have 13 shares. But let's just calculate as though we're only getting 12 shares. So we'll do 12. So now dividends per $1,000 worth of stock on. Now that's why we needed this right here. Boom, that's 66 cents. Real simple, but use the calculator. Why not? Calculator's available. Use it. Some people have the brain power. Go ahead. Do what you got, man. 12 shares times 66 cents. All right. Boom. 792. Did I do it right? Now again, this is excuse me. Back to the information right here. You can see 14710, 14710. So that's January, April, July, and October. So it pays 4 times a year. It's a quarterly paying stock. So because we know that, quick math times 4 equals, again, for you math whizzes, you already know the answer. I'm not a math whiz. You know what I'm saying? 3168. 3168 is your profit, or your dividends per year right there. Now shares needed for $1,000 dividend yield. Now this is a different math equation. Let's go here. $1,000 divided by, now again, based on the information, now we're not going to do it by the price. When we did it by the price up here, that was to get us the shares per $1,000 spent. But we want $1,000 in dividends. So back to here, this dividend payout, we'll do $1,000 divided by 66 cents. Now it's going to be a really high number. Divided by 66 cents. So that's roughly, it's 1,515. That's what we see right here, right? Let's do 1,516. We go up 1 just to be safe. And here's the reason why. Because if we go 1515 times 66 cents, we're close to 1,000, but not really. So instead, we're going to go 1560. This is why we always use the high numbers, and then we do low numbers for like other stuff. 1516 times 66 cents, and you're just over 1,000 by 56 cents. So 1516. There it is. So shares needed, 1,516 shares. Now the dollar amount needed for $1,000 dividend yield. Now that gets tricky, because again, that's why we kept this number right here, 1,516. Now what you want to do, this is how I want to do it. Now we can do it based off the $73 to $74 median price, but again, we aim high because that way, when we reach that high number, when we actually get there, let me show you the example. Remember this, $83.25, $83.25. Let me highlight it for you. $83.25 times 1,516 shares, because that's what we're looking for in order to get $1,000 dividend yield. Check this out. Times. Let's remember now. Make sure we got all the numbers right. 83.25. Let me get that out the way. 83.25. Why is this in the way? Bro. All right, that's fine. 83.25 times 83.25. $83.25 times 1,516 shares is $126,207. Wait, sorry, $126,207. Here we go. Boom. 126,207. And while we're here and while we're at it, let's clean this up. Let's make it look nice for you guys. So there, put the dollar signs on there. Let everyone know. Shares per 1,000. Dividend payout, 66 cents. These numbers are necessary in order to find these math equations. Dividends, same thing. Dollar times 4 shares equals, let's just put, oh, what the hell? Ain't no space bar in here? Oh. Alright, I'll do this. I can't use an indent. So 792 times, just to get it right. Put those dollar signs on there, let everyone know what we're looking at. So months that they pay dividends, what did we say? January, because that was 1. April. Sorry, January, April, July, I'm tripping. And October. Yo, come on. The only when I need autocorrect to work, it doesn't work. 7-year growth. Matter of fact, since we're here, let's double check. And it looks like not. So even if you go to the highest side, 2015 to 2008, I mean, it shows it here, 36 to about 100, but as of lately, maybe the pandemic was kind of in the way. So who knows? It probably doesn't have it. Like most ETFs have it because that's how they're projected. That's how the portfolios of those ETFs are constructed. Like I said, I sold my position of SPY out, but let's just pull it up. Sold out of my position of SPY to buy into Chipotle, but that's a whole nother story. Matter of fact, that's one of the other episodes I put out, like find those. I can't remember what episode that is, but yeah, this one has more of the 7-year thing. Let's find this high right here, 2021. 7 years back would be 2014. Boom. So around here, in the hundreds, 2 to 3, 400s right there. And then same thing, find this peak right here, these little peak areas, 2020, you go back, let's go back a little further, 2018, 2011. So boom, 271, 2011, pretty much 7 year, every 7 year, the price would double for these ETFs. Now the ETFs, maybe we'll do a separate video on those, but I'm not sure if I did one already. But for now, I just wanted to concentrate on CVS because I currently own 27 shares at an average cost of 73. There goes my average cost, which is funny, which is actually the median cost or close to it. And I'm down 91 bucks, so it's actually great if I keep buying more, especially hopefully next market open on Monday, I can get a few more shares. I have my new weekly buy set up right here. Excuse me, man, I need to mess that up right there. CVS weekly buy, 930. So it might, I'm projected to do about 120 times 26, but that's a whole nother conversation. So we'll get into that in a second. The reason why this $1,000 thing is that, to get to 126,000 is like a dream, to get there for most people. That's going to take time for a lot of people. Most people who are working like full time, if not double, full time and a part time job. People who are working like 80 to 100 hours a week could probably get there at some point. But the reason why these numbers are important to me is because with thousands, that's the goal. But I only really need to get to like 100 a quarter or 100 dividend yield. So we can take the same kind of math and we would get to 100. So this is why like I wanted to make this video because like how many more shares do I need to get to 100 shares? I mean, sorry, to how many more shares do I need to get to $100 dividend yield per quarter? So we can do the same thing. I don't know if we have a division symbol here. It's probably like the slash. So let's do this, 10. And in theory, it should be 151.6. But we'll say 151.6. Let's just do that. And then same thing here, same situation. You divide this by 2. Sorry, 10. Sorry, you divide it by 10. Forgive me. And then in theory, it's, let's do the dollar sign, $12,620, 70 cents, excuse me. So again, because you're dividing it by 10, and that would get you to this is in theory. Now we can test it. So let's test it out. 1262, yeah, all right. So $126,207. That's for $1,000. Now for the $100, you divide it by 10, right? Because 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. So then it would be 12,620 and 70 cents. Now let's run the math, because in theory, that's how you get to the $100. Let's do the same thing. Shares needed for 1,000 dividend yield. So again, 100 bucks divided by 66 cents. Do these numbers look familiar? 151. Now again, 151 times 66 cents. We're cutting it close, but not really. You see what I'm saying? So 152 times 66. Now we're just over 100. So 156. Now we know that. So let's go here. Let's do let's write it here. 156 shares of CVS. And then we'll actually do this in these parentheses. Order of operations. You know how I go. Times. 0.66 cents. Let's throw the dollar signs. Why not? Get my equals up in there. Times, what do we say? I should have took that down. Whoops. 156 times 66 cents. Am I doing this right? 152, I'm sorry. 152 times 66. Forgive me on that. 152 shares. Forgive me. I was getting ahead of myself. 152. I'm mixing up my 1s, 2s, and 6s for some reason. We're looking at 132 cents. So boom. 32. Easy shit, right? Easy work, right? Now, what is the next order of operations? Now that we have that number, 152 again. That one was 115.16. Probably because it was 15.15, but this one's going to be 15. Well, sorry, 152. So we'll do 150 shares needed for $1,000 dividend yield. Now, 152 times, boom, 52-week high, 83.20. Oh, 83.25. 83.25. 12,654. Boom. So we'll go 152 times 83.25. Where's my equal sign? Why am I forgetting? 12,654. 12,654. Now, in theory, what did I write up here? That's what you needed, right? Divided by 10. You need 151.6. Now, we rounded upwards because we're aiming to have more than we actually need. And we're using the high, 52-week high, because we're predicting that worst case scenario, we're always going to be paying the high rather than the median or the lowest. So that way, like when you actually get to this 152 shares, your 152 shares will actually be worth, you know, 70 something per share, hopefully, right? I mean, CVS more or less might project to get bigger by then. But I say all that to say that this number is important to me, 12,654. Because in theory, let's check this out. I'm valued at 1951 and I'm down 91. So, quick math. 1951 plus 91 since I'm down 91. And I've spent about 2042. Now, check this out. Minus, oh, what? Order of operations. Let's get down here. 12, 6, oh, wrong. 12, 654 minus $2,042. 2,000. The math wizards already know the answer. So, 12, 654, right? Minus 20, 42, 10,612. All right. So 10,612. Now, why is this number important? 10,612. That's how much more I need to get to my $100 dividend yield. Now, let's do some quick math, because now we have a place marker. 10,612 is very close to this number, a couple of these numbers that we have up here. I just need to invest more of this. Now, based on the plan that I had already set up for myself, let's see how close I am to success. I have two bi-weekly payments. Two bi-weekly recurring investments. And one is $90 for the first week and then $30 the next week. So in theory, it's 120 every 2 weeks. Now, how do we calculate this? We understand, and you can look it up yourself, that there's 52 weeks in a year. So let's divide that by 2. So divided by 2. We've done this math before, 26 weeks. Boom, 26 plus what? Times what, excuse me. 90 plus 30, we know that is 120. So let's keep 26 in mind. But for those that aren't that great at math, let's keep it going for them. 90 plus 30. And there's no shame here. None at all. All right, now times that by 26 weeks. Looking at 3,120. Boom, let's go ahead and, 3,000. Let's get my commas in. 120 is the, where's my arrows? Yearly investment for CVS. Now check this out. 10, 6, 12. 10, 6, 12. That's what we need to get there. Divided by, what do we say? 3,120. 3,120. Boom. Let's pull it up. 10,000. Let's write it out for y'all. I'm telling you. Slash is division. Divided by 3,120. Ugh, keep forgetting my commas, man. That equals, what do we say? 3.4. Now, 0.4. Now, again, real fast. Let's do this. 3.4 times 320. 3,120. 10,608. Now we're off by like $4. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter. You're off by $4. I really don't care. 3.4. Now, what does that mean? 3.4 years needed to hit that mark. Now, again, this is in theory, that's for $100. Let me put that in parentheses. For, oh, whoops, $100 dividend yield. Simple, right? Now, again, in theory, 3.4 times 10. Real simple, right? 34 years is what it would take for me to get to that $1,000 dividend growth. Now, how can you beat that? Well, what we already understand is there's $120 going in every 2 weeks. At any given point, I should be able to ape in as much as I can. See what I'm saying? Right here, excuse me, let me get back to this math. Minus 2042, 10,612. That's how much we need to get to 3.4. All right, so 3.4 more years needed to get to my mark. 34 years to get to that 1,000. That's a different story. Now, the thing here is there are times where you'll reconsolidate, you'll get raises and whatever, and you got to find what you want to ape into. This is why for me, excuse me, where'd it go? Altria, I aped so much into it because I needed to get to that 100 point. Best believe that with CVS, every time I get these bonuses or whatever is going on, extra checks, overtime, all of it's going to be aped into here. And if I'm down $91, that's a good sign. That means I can buy more at a lower price, and it'll even out as it goes on. Now, nobody got 34 years, so you can ape into it now as long as you can afford to, or you can consolidate in other places. Like I said, I don't really have to put more money into Altria anymore because it's buying $100 of itself every 3 months. So I don't really have to touch that. I'm just trying to diversify as much as I can right now, and then I'll ape into the ones where I need the actual dividend growth. But for now, I need to kind of diversify with things that make the most sense. And this is my 14710 payment plan. What I mean by 14710 is January, April, July, October. That's my plan based on that. So for now, I'm concentrating on this 3.4 because 3.4 years is more attainable than 34. We're not gonna worry about that other shit. You know what I'm saying? CVS is my Play-Doh. So check this out. Waste management is the next one I'm gonna do. This might take a while too. These ones, 1.37 yield. This will kind of let you know compared to the 3.49% yield. We'll do that in the next video actually. But sorry, there was something I was gonna say about CVS. I kind of had a brain fart, but that's kind of where I'm going. This is how many yearly investment 2012. Oh, that's what I need to do. We'll stick to 3.4. Don't worry about 34 for now. That's kind of the long run, and that's gonna work out when extra money kind of comes into play. But you let the shit pay for itself, and then you work on it later. Let's see, yearly. This is also if I stick to this plan, because eventually when I hit certain marks, more money will be consolidated. Like when I hit my certain mark with Google and Nvidia, I'm gonna stop putting money into that. When I just want to get one share of Google and Nvidia, and then from there, the money that I would normally put. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. This is the Roth. This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. So Google right here is $25, Nvidia is $50, and that's bi-weekly. So that's $75 every other week. Once those hit the place marker for getting one share, once I finally get one share of those, of both Nvidia, you see right here, and Google, once I get one share of those, that $75 is going to free up. I'm going to put that, trying to divide that money into CVS and waste management. So for now, I'm just trying to get to this one share point. And the best way for me to get there is to 25 bi-weekly, 50 bi-weekly, and just calculate based on the months that are coming. Chipotle is going to do the stock split in June, so I have a lot of time ahead of me, and I already have one share, so I'm kind of ahead of the curve there. But everything else, I need to get there slowly. And hopefully this bonus kicks in. Next check, so they say. But anyway, 10,612. So how many shares is that? 10,612. Um, let's see. All right, here we go. Divided by, I think we already had the thing for that, but let's do it anyway. Boom, 66 cents. So there we go. 10,612 divided by 0.66. Did I do that right? 12,000. Wait. Oh, I'm tripping. $10,612, right? Divided by. Hold on. I feel like I ain't doing this right. That's the amount of shares I would need. Nah, I feel like I messed something up. 152 shares, 22 shares. That's for 100. Oh, I'm tripping. 152 shares times 66. Yeah. Oh, so I already did it. What am I doing right here? Divided by 66. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Anyway, yeah. So I get the gist with this, man. So basically, this is my plan. I don't know how I got to this equation. Damn, I'm like thinking too far ahead on like in the current right now. But anyway, oh snap, I pulled this up just to show y'all the game plan. This is my 14710 game plan. This is the CVS thing. I got the Altria unlocked. Matter of fact, Altria I believe is my. Hold on, let me see something. 25811, more or less, even though it's doing April 30th. Show me the history, man. Where is February? This might not be. It might be something else. Dividend. Dividend's January. So is this one also? I don't know. Interesting. Oh, 12. Interesting. So I don't know. I gotta relook into the Altria. But these are the ones that I'm kind of just trying to get, like things that pay out in different uh, weekly, monthly scales throughout the year. Kind of just get my payday. But for now, I'm just trying to build a portfolio from scratch. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm like racking my brain with different numbers. I don't even have the shit organized in the right boxes right now. I'm kind of fucking up. I ain't gonna lie. But I need to make sure I did this math right. I really don't know. It's supposed to be 152, so you can get 66. Hold on. I'm gonna get that out of there. 10, 6, 112 divided by 152. 60. I don't even know what I'm doing, bro. I really don't. Like I don't know. I forgot how I got to this part. But you got the gist, man. I know how to go up. Like I know how to go uphill, but I can't go downhill. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, y'all, man. This is what it's looking like. This is kind of how much I need, I guess, in the long run. Based on what I'm doing. That's what I was saying. Like for those that are doing like 10 or 20 bucks and they're kind of spreading it out. I don't. It's not that I don't recommend it, but that's why I do like $15 and spread it out throughout the IRA. And that's only like 60. I'm only doing like 60 every other week. So that ain't gonna amount to much. Like 60 every other week is 60 times 26. That ain't much. You can do a lot more with that. But for me, I just need my brokerage stuff so that way I have flexible money on hand. But this is just my play. All right, everyone kind of do their own thing. Don't even trip about it. All right, do what works for you. This is my play. All right.